So here we are, guys, the micro and mini collection. This is a Losi Mini 8. This is a fat body that I threw on here. I guess it's like a truggy body is what they use. Still the stock tires on here. As you can see, the shock towers are the carbon fiber shock towers throughout. This is definitely not stock at this point. You have the T-Bone Racing bumper. Let me take this off. Kind of built the body to look like the Mini 8T at the time when it came out. But I'm using the Traxxas Valenian, my own receiver. The servo that's in here is a Hi-Tech servo. ESC is a Tekin. Gearing is all the same. I also put the gear cover, the spur gear cover on the back, just to give it a nice clean look with all the rocks and everything that was coming in. The upgraded turnbuckles that are in here. All front end is metal replacements, upgraded replacements also in the rear. Yeah, did quite a bit of modifications to this kit. I'll have to say that right now it's broken. I broke the servo arm that's over here. Needs to be replaced. This is one of my casualties when I went to the track. Smashed this against the wall, so not quite my best day. As I said, we are definitely not track people. We are bashers over here. But this is great. I run this kit on 3S most of the time. A lot of speed, a lot of kick up. Let's move on to the next vehicle. So here we are, guys. This is the Mini 8 DB, one of my new additions to my collection. I have the Anaconda front tires on here all around. This thing drives like it's on rails now with these tires. This vehicle's still stock. I had a major crash on my last video. I don't think I put that part in the video. My GoPro died before that part came on, but I had an accident, slammed it into the sidewalk curb, and pretty much you can see everything here, guys. There's no need for me to even go into it. But all the parts are ordered up. It's just a matter of replacing them and putting in the time and replacing them. Everything is going to be metal on the front and rear, not the support arms, but in regards to the caster blocks, that'll be all replaced with metal. Also in the rear, that's going to be metal too. All that's been ordered, and it's just a matter of me just putting it on. I have it sitting around here. Yeah, this is one of my newer RCs. I love this kit. As of right now, I will admit, I do not like the range of the new stock, and I still need to do a review video of this kit. But as of right now, so that you guys know, I don't like the range of the new system that they used on this. This is not their DX system that they're using on this one. Definitely, I'm not a fan of the receiver and radio that comes with this. So I swapped this out. I got a standard Spectrum receiver, and I'm using this to my DX4R. Other than that, I haven't had any range problems since I've switched over to that setup, but definitely one of the kits that I still got to do a review on. Still need to take it out a little bit more after I get this fixed up, but for the most part, yeah, just another one of my minis in my collection. Let's go on to the next one. So guys, another one of my mini collections. This is the Traxxas Mini E Revo. This kit is heavily hopped up. This kit I have done so much work on, put a lot of money on it. This was bought as a roller. This was not purchased as in stock in any form. I bought this as a roller and kind of just geared it up from there. So you have the Proline road tires that are on here, Road Rage tires that are on here. You have the Proline rat body that's on here. As you'll see, I have a 4-pole, a 1/10 scale Castle Creations motor on here, the Mamba Max Pro 1/10 scale ESC on here. I really built this kit for speed, and you know, it does have a ton of it. I don't think I've ever tested the speed of this. In other words, put a speedometer on here and see what the speeds are like. Definitely something I plan on doing. This is probably, yeah, I've had this quick kit for quite some time. So, you know, I have the metal turnbuckles on here throughout. The wheelie bar is still stock. That's probably one of the things that is stock on here. Definitely the shocks. I didn't have a problem with the shocks, but I did change the shock oil weight on here for it to be an on-road setup. You know, so that's been changed, but the shocks are still the same. The springs have been changed out on all of this. This is the stiffer springs for the Mini E-Revo that's on here. As I said, I use a Futaba system on all my vehicles that are not Horizon Hobby vehicles, so this has my Futaba system in here. Can't quite remember my spur and pinion setup, but this thing is amazingly fast. I've done maybe one video on YouTube that you guys probably could see at this point, but my biggest issue with this car, tremendous amount of torque. I run this on 3S, tremendous amount of torque on this, and it's very hard. I even have the front weighted down, and it's very hard to keep this front end down on this kit. This thing just wheelies all day, and on the tarmac or asphalt, it's just very hard to keep it down. But I will be doing more runs with this kit. This kit is so much fun. I love this build when I did this, and you know, I just need to get this out on the road a little bit more. I'm definitely getting a little bit more enjoyable time with my on-road cars, and this is definitely one of them. So let's go on to the next vehicle. And what we have here, guys, is my son's Latrax Teton. I would have to say this is still box stock. The only things that have been changed that are not box stock is the tires. The tires, I'm trying to remember exactly where we got those, because the original tires that we got, they just kept on, I don't know, the traction, everything was great, but once they were just peeling off the rims, and I don't even know why, because we weren't running this with any type of LiPo power. We ran this on nickel metal hydride. But it just kept on popping off the tires. So we switched over to these tires. We haven't really ran this. We were really running our 1/10 scale RCs more. But we got to get this little guy back out. He's fun to drive. And, you know, with all these micros and minis that we have right now, that would definitely fit perfectly into the mold. You know, usually when my son got this, kind of, to be quite honest, this was his first RC. His first RC that he got. He learned the hobby very well with this, and he has since moved on to his 1/10 scale RCs. But this is a great kit. This is a great kit, and we got to get this back out. But as I said, box stock, nothing's really changed. We did change this over to Deans, and the reason why is that we're finding that in our micros and minis, probably to move all of them over to Deans, just to have everything standardized across the board. But nothing really changed on this other than those tires, and we've got to get it out to see what those tires are like. All the shocks and everything else is box stock. But let's move on to the next RC, guys. So here we are, guys. Our final RC, hobby grade RC in our micro and mini collection. This is, and you guys are going to look at it and you're going to be like, no, it can't be. Yes, this is a ECX Ruckus. I know you're looking at the body, and if you've seen one of my original videos on this, and I won't go into it too much, this started off as an ECX Ruckus, and anyone who's familiar with that platform, they make several vehicles on that same platform. All they do is change up the body and the shock mounts on there. Not even so much the shock mounts, let me take that back. They just changed the body mounts on there between the vehicles, and this is one of them. When they came out with the Roost, I was, you know, in love with that body. That body is amazing on here. So I checked out the dimensions, checked out everything that was on there. I saw that everything was basically the same as the Ruckus, and I modded over my Ruckus over to a Roost. Very, very easy to do. Definitely not much, and also I got a wonderful light bar to boot. So that was kind of cool. The next thing that I did on here was basically just change over to the rear Losi Mini 8 tires. So that was it, guys. And it's run very well. I think I have 2 videos up on my channel for this. I have basically me going through of changing this over from a Ruckus to a Roost, and then the running video of this. And it's still brushed. There's nothing on here that's changed over in regards to that part of it. It is still brushed. It is still on the, it's not on the original ESC, because the original ESC is like an ESC and receiver all in one. This one, since I was changing over the transmitter on here, because I don't use the stock transmitter anymore, I switched out and put my Spectrum receiver in here, and I switched out and put a, I think it was a Hobbywing ESC in here, and that's it. But other than that, this is a great kit to drive, lots of fun. We now run this on LiPos instead of the nickel metal hydrides that come with this. So that's it in regards to the hobby grade RCs here. I just have 2 more RCs that my son and I like to kick around too, and I'm just gonna display those as well. So guys, I had said the ECX Roost was the last of the hobby grade RCs. It actually is not. This is the last of my hobby grade RCs, which is the Losi SCT Micro 1/24th scale. Definitely tons of fun when it's inclement weather to drive inside. I've never driven this outdoors, but it is nice to set up some ramps. This is the brushless edition, so this is plenty quick for being indoors. It does run on LiPos. It is a ton of fun, as I just said, but you know, this is another one of my hobby grade micro RCs. Now let's go on and show you the 2 micro toy grade RCs that we have left. Tons of fun, but I definitely would say they are toy grade and not really so much hobby grade RCs. So lastly guys, these are our micro motorcycles. If you're familiar with ECX and the Outbursts, they also have the same motorcycle. During the time when we were looking for these motorcycles, this was a birthday gift to my son. We were looking for the ECX Outburst at the time, but they were out of stock, and he really wanted these micro motorcycles because of one of the RCs I have in my collection. So I went ahead and purchased these up for him. They're great motorcycles, even though I consider them to be more of toy grade than they are hobby grade. They are very fun. They're a lot of fun. I would only recommend driving these on smooth surfaces, even though we did drive this on the street, and it was a ton of fun, and they handled very well on the street for these motorcycles. So that's it, guys. This is our entire micro and mini collection. Lots of fun. Definitely on the smaller scale of things, but lots of fun nonetheless. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram for our latest posts to our videos. This is Ready Set RC, signing out. Thanks again, guys.